It's Sea Fairy time here today, my friends, with our episode as we break down the Beascuit and Topping Guide for you, all about our legendary Sea Fairy cookie friend here. With that, thank you for tuning in as always. If you enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe. On top of that, if you happen to have a question or comment along the way, do let me know because I love to hear from you, and feel free to join us in our amazing Discord server and community, my friends. Now, with that said, we'll break down Sea Fairy Cookie. We're going to give you the biscuits of choice, the toppings of choice. We'll go for a run and pull it all back together as we always do. Now, a couple things about this particular cookie is we also got to take into consideration our jam there, the crystal jam. Excited to talk about this here, so let's get into it. So Sea Fairy cookie here is a bomber cookie, a middle lane cookie, and near and dear to my heart as probably one of the first legendaries I've gotten, along with the lovely Frost Queen. Now, a couple things about this one here in particular. We do have, like I said here, our Sea Fairy Crystal, or Sea Fairy Cookies Crystal Jam. Ideally, you do want to get this thing up to 10. I still need to work on it, but again, big considerations here. Nonetheless and regardless. And you can certainly check out all of our trial guides here to help you kind of succeed. Now, a couple things about this. So I like to cover this off first before we go back to the other piece. And then again, we do have our ascension buffs here too. And we'll come right back to this. So first you got Rally Effect. And when you have this equipped with the Crystal Jam as the leader to activate, all water type cookies are going to get almost 32% there. The Sea Fairy Cookie's overwhelming feelings towards the moon empower her abilities to control the sea. Whenever she uses her skills, she will gain a stack of Tidal Wave. Upon gaining 2 stacks, this skill will become enhanced, summoning an enormous wave that deals damage, pushes the enemies back, and stuns them. Sea Fairy Cookie will also increase the crit damage of allies who can deal water type damage. This first Sea Fairy Cookie's skill used in the battle will become enhanced. Also, once per battle, the enhanced skill will add that stack of Tidal Wave. Tidal Wave damage almost 200%, single wave damage 141%, stacks up 3 times over 3 seconds, Tidal Wave stuns 3 seconds. Now, water type crit also almost 20% there for 12 seconds, stacks up to 1 time. Now, here's all the additional pieces to keep in mind. At 10, Soaring Compassion damage resist bypass for 35%, Tidal Wave damage resist bypass for 35%, stun from Tidal Wave 1.5 seconds. At 20, the extra damage to stun resistant immune targets 185%. At 30, single wave true damage relative to max HP, cookies 4% damage others, 64% of attack. So we're going to come back to that. Now, additionally here, for your ascension buffs to unlock the Crystal Jam to 15 plus, you're going to get Sea Fairy Cookies crit damage plus 7%. You're also going to get at 2-star Sea Fairy Cookies damage resist plus 5, ascend to 3-star. You're going to get Soaring Compassion summons another water stream, attacking the target with the highest attack, additional water stream damage 150%, additional water pillar damage 330%, stun 3 seconds. For a Sea Fairy Cookies goes up 5% HP, and at 5-star attack at 5%. There is so much stuff here for this particular cookie. A lot of people have forgotten about this, which is one of the other reasons why I wanted to make this video for you. Very, 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 very powerful in that sea archetype and element type. Now, a couple things about this. When we go back and we look at Soaring Compassion here, it is a 17-second cooldown. That's going to fire a stream of water, inflicting damage and stunning 5 closest enemies. So that's important there. Targets cookies first, also important there. After a certain time, a full moon-shaped pool of water creates underneath the targets, bursting up with the power of eternity, dealing heavy damage. Water stream damage 150%, water pillar 570, and stun 3%. Now again, the next moveset, because the Crystal Jam is very, very powerful, we get a ton of great buffs and all things to keep in mind. Now, this is slightly a fairly long skill set in terms of cooldown, so let's talk about it here as we go to maximize our Beascuits and Toppings. So when it comes to our Beascuits, a couple key things here on this particular one. Here we have bypass, but obviously what you want to do is you do want to be on the legendary Spicy Beascuit. I got these 2 available. I like this one. Let's go ahead and we'll equip it and switch over. There we go. Now, a couple things. Certainly by automatically leveling this one up, you're going to get that much more damage and that much more HP. However, the key that really comes in is these bonus effects. Now, the one that I would prioritize on this one specifically, just because it's only available here, is damage resist bypass. And we're going to bring this up on the why when we get to the toppings. Now, the other piece here to think about is Sea Fairy typically is going to be squishy. So if you do want a little bit survivability, you can consider that damage resist. You could consider defense and HP here. But if you can stack it all the way to all that other stuff, you're going to get some more advantage there with that life gain or 5% more HP and those other things. So you can also really pivot to attack here and cool down. So those are some other considerations. And we always like to keep that in mind just because of re-rolling and what it takes to get a perfect Beascuit. Yes, absolutely. It's a lot of work, and you can check that out in our other guides, which are available to you down below. So again, I'd recommend actually being focused on attack. So going with attack and damage resist bypass number 1, attack number 2, probably the way that you're going to want to build this out. Now that cascades into toppings. So the thing about the toppings here is a couple things. First and foremost, resonant. You can put resonant toppings on Sea Fairy. I definitely recommend it as well. And then additionally here with your other spaces, you can also load out the other ones that you would like. However, your primary should be attack. It should be a resonant attack for the lovely, lovely water ones. Really honing in on Sea Fairy. Now you can do that because of a couple things. When we talk about our additional pieces here when it comes to those bonus effects, is it's going to be a little bit more tuned in on the things that you're going to want with the attack and the resonant toppings, making this cookie that much more powerful. Now, if you don't have all those, you can always splice it between some of the resonant and some of the Soaring raspberry as an example. So I just like to bring that up for you in case you want to go that route. You should focus primarily on attack again here. And the major reasons why we're doing this is because the stuff that we talked about in the move sets and where things are really mattering, which is also here in the rally effect, where it is based off of attack, which we did talk about previously. Again, single true damage off attack, very important there, and the percentage of all those things. So those things are very helpful to know, which again is why we're on the raspberry toppings, why we recommend the resonant, and again why we'd focus on those. The next thing that I would keep in mind here outside attack is actually gonna be cooldown. You're gonna want this skill set to keep going, reduce cooldown where you can. I blend it between the Beascuit and this one, but if you can focus in on attack and cooldown here, that's going to leave you a lot of space. The third one I would probably go with is damage resist for that survivability. So those three are going to be key here for you as you build out your Sea Fairy cookie toppings. We can look at ours quickly, as we always like to do. There's cooldown and attack, damage resist. There's some damage resist. There's HP crit, damage resist. Defense, we did get one really nice one here. Now the attack and damage resist and cooldown obviously are not maxed out, but you know what? Not terrible, and cooldown 1.7% of the 2 isn't bad. So that is how you want to consider this. Other things that you might want to think about in your 2 and 3 slot, you may want to consider cooldown, and you may want to consider a solid almond, again for PvE, PvP, and situational with your teams, and also if you are running kind of a water-esque grouping for elemental for something like alliances or something like that. So all great considerations there. So now we've talked about the Beascuits, we've talked about the toppings, we got amazing power here at 760, one of my more powerful cookies, and obviously I'm also at that 2-star ascension. I need to get my crystal jam up more, something I should focus on to take advantage of all the other stuff here for Sea Fairy cookie. Now let's go ahead and go for a run here at 829. You can see some of the other cookies here, certainly in the Beascuit topping guides that I have available. You can check those out. Let's see if we can actually just run this with Sea Fairy, because we are at 761 against 250, and see how this goes for us here today. Now you can watch here as we do have that crystal jam, as these things go up and the stacks get built, huge damage, just done, just like that. Now instead of a 17-second cooldown, we're at about 11-12 there, if you saw, which is very good. We're getting decent damage there as well. All right, one at a time. We are taking a good chunk of damage, so it could be close. We'll have to see. that's certainly what we're going to do. So 12, get about 5 seconds off. Could be better. All right. Getting close here. One more wave after this one. Double stack. Uh-oh, this one could be a problem. There it is. 250 damage. We got some lovely attack up, crit up, dream whistle. Look at that smoking. There we go. Everything's in there. Big hits, and we do it. Almost 500,000 to the boss. Love it. So that, my friends, is the run through the breakdown of Sea Fairy Cookie for you here today. Let's pull it all back together. Again, this particular cookie, we talked about the bomber, the middle laner, a damage dealer, really something you think about it, plus AoE, as we like to talk about, area of effect damage dealer, very powerful. We saw that it targets the cookies first, hits 5 targets. We talked about the biscuits and the topping guide and how that can be comboed with your soul jam there, or crystal jam, to make you very successful with this particular cookie. With that, we gave you a lot of tips and tricks, and if you still got questions, if you got comments, let me know, because I'd love to hear from you as always, and would love to see you in our Discord server, my friends, because we have a lot of fun there in the community. With that, thank you for tuning in today. I appreciate your support. Thank you for the likes and the subs as we continue to grow this amazing community here. And thank you to all of our members. We do have memberships available to you. We also have affiliate links down below, something there for everyone, as I like to say. And don't forget about our socials. At me, chat me, stay connected, my friends, because I love seeing what you're doing. I love building off of what you have and sharing that out in the community. With that said, we'll see you again soon. Enjoy Sea Fairy Cookie and keep on running, my friends. I love using her in my water elemental builds. Take care.